Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Adventure Destinations. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destinations and Thompson's Resort, along with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Fishing the Wild West.
This week on Fishing the Wild West TV, we're in Kenosee Lake, Saskatchewan. We're staying at the Kenosee Inn and Cabins. We're going to be on Kenosee Lake fishing for walleye. Now this is a resort town with some great fishing for both walleye and perch. We're also going to be fishing with my good friend Les Johnston. He was recently inducted into the Saskatchewan Agriculture Hall of Fame. Stay tuned for some great walleye action on Kenosee Lake in Saskatchewan. Felt pretty good too.
Got one?
Yeah.
Good boy. Need net?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be here. There's a point right here and we're trying to get on the other side of it, get a little protection from this wind. And picked up just starting early, getting into the groove here when we get around to where he wanted to fish. Picked one up. And there was no bite, just the weight of the line. Just making sure we don't get ship ashore here around this point. There, that's a good walleye.
Good fish, Wes.
Give you a little slack. Check on the boat. I'm just gonna get us going here a little bit. Hang on a sec, hang on. Just take them off the boat. There, just like that. Then they'll hang in the net there and they don't hurt themselves. But so Les, you were telling us the regulations here are you can keep 3?
4.
4. So we're
walleye.
going to measure this one. Where Les is staying, he's going to have a fish fry tonight. So I got a bump board here. Big Sky bump board. I know not to do this because I've lost fish before. He's 18 inches, 47 centimeters.
47 centimeters. So that's a
fish fry walleye.
That's a qualifying fish.
So great walleye. First one moving over to this new spot.
Good job.
Keep fishing.
Good job.
I'll turn the live well on and get back down there. Okay, I'm gonna hit spot lock.
Okay. Got one on?
Yeah.
Atta boy.
It's gonna turn, the boat's gonna turn me into the wind. What we're doing is we're just bouncing. You can see it shallow here, the point. Dead trees there. The wind's been blowing like crazy the last couple of days. And we think it's pushed the bait fish up here. And we're just in here with some PK lures, some Sure Death, bottom bouncing, a frozen minnow, and picking up, just imitating the poor beat up bait fish. That came out of 8 feet of water.
8?
Yeah.
Oh.
Another beauty.
There you go.
Give you some slack. So, and we've tried a couple different spots. We've tried some shallower, deeper. Honestly, we even tried some spots just hoping we could stay out of the wind. But the wind here is key because it's this here. It's beating that bait fish up against the rocks there. I believe the bait fish are racing out, trying to get into deeper water, and the walleye are sitting here in the deeper water, intercepting those bait fish.
Another dandy.
Beauty.
Another beauty.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
There you go. 50er.
Perfect. So we're just gonna, I know you've seen us do this quite a bit, bottom bouncing on and off structure. In this case, we're doing that, but also playing the wind and the beat up bait fish. But it's been working. I mean, don't change anything if it's been working. Why change it?
High five.
Okay, I got impatient with moving slow, so I'm in. Get the ego net.
He's right there.
Oh, a little bit of rain coming.
Yeah.
Geez, that's
Another good fish.
another nice walleye.
They all look like brothers and sisters.
Now, Kenosee's not known for monsters, but there's some great walleye in here and an abundance of walleye. Is that right, Les?
Well, yeah, the fishery's fairly new since they rejuvenated the lake. we'll get this guy right back on the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Since they rejuvenated the lake, but actually we were in here last year and we were able to pick up some 26s, 25s, you know, and so
And
there's
consistently.
there's some good ones in here. Yep.
And it's also a great perch fishery. If time allows, we're going to target some perch here as well.
This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust, and Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Millennium Marine, unmatched comfort, time-tested durability.
I'll get out of your way, and I'll get the net. All right. Nothing like windy walleye.
Nice day in Saskatchewan.
Yesterday we couldn't even get on the water. It was 70 to 80 kilometer-hour winds. Spent the day at the lodge. We're staying at the Kenosee Inn and Cabin, so we had this is another nice walleye. We had a great day on land at Kenosee Inn and Cabins. Beautiful cabins. Watch the baseball game. Now we're out here with our friend Les, catching some nice walleye.
There we go.
There you go. I'll get this hook out. You hold them up for the camera.
The nice thing about Saskatchewan is that if the wind blows your hat off, you don't chase it, you just bend over and pick up another one.
Someone else's hat is coming, is it? There you go. Hold him up.
Oh, get over.
That's a beautiful walleye. Now again, we talked about the limits here at Kenosee Lake. Les is going to keep on. He's staying with some friends. When we come off the water this evening, they're going back to have a fish fry. I think we're going to go into the lounge and restaurant, watch the ball game, enjoy an adult beverage, and think about tomorrow's fishing. We're here at Kenosee Lake, Saskatchewan. We're fishing a cold front. This is a resort town full of fishing, golfing, camping, but we got quite a cold front rolling in. But the walleye are still biting, Les.
Yeah, we're finding a few.
A little scattered. That's okay. I think that's another one for your fish fry.
Yeah, looks like it.
So I just hit spot lock. Behind us there's a point. Every lake has a poplar point, and that's what they call that. We tried to tuck in out of the wind. Now we're getting a little rain, and we're just picking up our first walleye in the calmer water. This rain's not going to last long, but we're going to keep fishing. You were just not nominated, you were inducted into the Agriculture Hall of Fame.
That's correct, Saskatchewan Agriculture Hall of Fame.
Tell us a little bit about that, what it was all about.
It was a program started back in 1973, I believe, to recognize people that helped build agriculture in Saskatchewan. And so there's several categories you can qualify for: education, youth training, community involvement and development, provincial involvement in the industry, also nationally. Policy makers are recognized, researchers, development. So there's lots of different categories you qualify for this program.
And how did you, what did you qualify?
Okay, fish on.
Hit spot
Mine
lock.
was, I qualified in 2 or 3 or 4 categories. A lot of youth work in my early time with 4-H and breed youth programs. And
While he's
then
not looking, I'll show you my stick.
we were recognized for our production of our cattle on the farm, and also recognized for the work I did in developing the new National Sustainable Beef Program we have here in Canada. So I started when I was 6. My dad gave me a pair of twins to supplemental feed, and I guess that's what it took to hook me into the cattle business. And so 62 years later, we finally retired, and now this is what I do instead of chasing cows, chase fish.
So you, in April, you won the award. That was, you're nominated by your peers?
That's correct,
or-
yeah. There was, I had 7 7 different sponsors that recognized my achievements in the industry. And the induction ceremony, of course, is in Saskatchewan, where they have the Western Development Center, and it's actually very well done. I was really impressed with the way they promote agriculture there and recognize achievements and recognize the value of agriculture here in Saskatchewan.
Well, congratulations on being nominated.
Oh, thank you very much.
It doesn't matter if you're a vegetarian, vegan, or a meat eater, a farmer or rancher has handled your food.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. And actually, the nice part about this is the fact that agriculture built this province. I think it's the 3rd largest industry in Saskatchewan now, but that's what put the people here, and that's why we're here, was agriculture.
Support your local farmers.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Lynn Thompson Lures, made in Canada for over 95 years. This segment is brought to you by Streamside Rods and Reels, we keep you fishing, and PK Lures, set the hook on more fish with PK Lures.
So where we're fishing right now, where we're catching all these walleye, is right across the lake. You can see that building there. That's the Kenosee Lake Inn and Cabins. So you see the main building, the inn. On the other side of it is the cabins. So and there's a beach out front. So right in eyesight, we're catching all these walleye right where we're staying. Under us right now.
Fish on.
Oh, look at this. I'm mudded up. Leslie's fishing. Okay.
This one had it.
We just came, like the fish finder, the Hummingbird was showing a lot of fish. Notice you're always fishing on my side of the boat. Huh.
Oh, I want to make sure you get a good look at them.
Well played.
This one smacked it.
Right when we were turning.
Yep.
Like it's
same thing.
really slow bite. Be a good, the wind goes down, it'd be good set up and jig them.
Yeah.
Right, look at right in the, that's that Sure Death from, oh, he's got no, look at that.
Oh, somebody took his fin off.
Why, you're rough on him.
Well, he was going pretty fast, so maybe we burned it off.
So that's the Sure Death from PK Lures. Seems to be working here, real subtle bite.
Got him?
Yeah.
Got a boy.
I just can't tell you how soft or subtle the bite is. And the wind's gone down a little bit, knock on wood, so that's helped us stay on target a little more. We're going through and these hummingbirds are picking them up, and just about every time that it shows a fish, we get a hookup. Sorry, and you were saying before I caught this fish about the water.
The water clarity in this lake, the water quality is just unbelievable for a southern Saskatchewan lake. Oh, good one.
This is a really good one.
That's a really good one. You
Yeah,
want the honors, or? Yeah, you better.
Yeah, he's a beauty. These, you're saying water clarity.
Yeah, water clarity
stocking
is so good
program.
here in this lake, yeah.
And that's like, there's some healthy fish here. And they've all been like this. We've caught some small ones, but they're all really thick, heavy, and healthy. And it's roughly 10th.
What's that?
10th of June.
Yep.
So these are post-spawn walleye, and they're in this good a shape.
Yeah, they're not all beat up.
So, you know, Saskatchewan is world-class fishery from one end of the province to the other. But southern Saskatchewan really holds its own on a bunch of these lakes, reservoirs. They got beautiful campgrounds. And next time you plan a fishing trip, consider southern Saskatchewan.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Let's take a look at what we're using this week at Kenosee Lake in southern Saskatchewan. Now keep in mind we're fishing cold front and some severe wind, rough water, and a subtle walleye bite. All combined for a very, very subtle bite, and feeling them was key. I started out with the Predator Classic medium action streamside rod, matched with a reel, 20-pound Sunline braid. Then I took it to a 1 ounce bouncer because we were moving so slow and we had to try to feel that bite through the wind and the waves. So 1 ounce bottom bouncer to a Sure Death. We used a Sure Death from PK Lures or the Vortex from PK Lures. Both were great baits for picking them up. Roughly about 2.5, 3 feet. Then down to the Sure Death, little smiley blade spinning in the water, keeping that bait spinning and moving at such a slow pace, plus counteracting the waves. Now we used frozen minnows, and because the bite was so soft, we found that a lot of our frozen minnows were getting pulled off. They were just biting half the minnow. So then I went to the Liquid Mayhem, the 3.5-inch Mayhem thrust swimming minnow, which same coloration as the minnow, slow moving with that thumper tail, you get that vibration. They'd move in, pick up that bait, and from that point on, you didn't even have to set the hook. You just fought the fish. They did the hook setting for you. It was slow, rough, windy conditions, but what we did was found the walleye and worked them slow, and we kept picking up some great walleye here in Kenosee Lake.
Fishing the Wild West TV will be right back. This segment is brought to you by Inception Outdoors, Chubb's Lures, Vanguard Tackle, Original Bad River Tackle Company, and Humminbird, simply, clearly, better.
Okay, I'm just gonna let it keep turning.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I'll hit spot lock just so we're in the wind. I was just pulling my minnow up, see if I still had him. I thought I had a bite too, but I must have came over a rock or a log. Okay, let's see, anytime.
He's coming. Oh, see him down there. Here.
I saw the flash of
He's
him.
right here. Just get him to come up.
You're right about that clear water, even
Yo.
with this wind, everything's stirred up.
Yep. Here, I can get him. Oh, good at you.
So Les is pulling the same thing, the PK Lures Sure Death with the blue. And I got the gold on mine. And again, whether we're on or off, coming on or off structure is when we're getting the bites.
Another
That's
good
another
fish.
beauty, yeah.
Yeah, another beauty. Back in the drinking.
And I've said it a million times before, when you're bottom bouncing, never just go straight. Always go in a zigzag pattern on and off that structure, and then just key in on where those bites are coming from. A lot of times they'll come when you're going up the hill, a lot of times they'll come when you're going down the hill, but it makes a big difference to the walleye for whatever reason. That time,
Got him?
again, right on the bottom. We stopped, we came through here a couple times pulling the PK lures, bottom bouncing, and marked a lot of fish. The largest school of fish that we've seen all morning, but no bites. So we stopped, set down some jigs, just vertical jig. I put a Big Sky jig, a snake eye jig on, and I don't think it was down there 2 minutes. I went to my jigging rod, really sensitive, and there he was. I missed the first one. Great little walleye. He's got a sore in there. But I'd say don't go through these fish. Stop and jig them. Might be what they want. We just picked up from jigging. We jigged up a couple, lost a couple.
Oh, you got yourself one? Attaboy.
Yeah, and then they quit. So we started bottom bouncing again. And truthfully, that's where, I mean, you can't have 5 or 6 rods, but if you have 2, one rigged ready for bottom bouncing and one rigged ready for jigging, you'll save a lot of time and often hook in more fish because you're not changing baits, changing lures. You just take one rod and start jigging. One rod, start bottom bouncing.
Got some weight to him?
Yeah, and I was worried because the boat was turning into the wind. It's
Yeah.
gonna run him over with the trolling motor.
Got some shoulder. Haven't seen him yet.
Well, with this wind blowing the last 4 or 5 days, they're current fish.
Good fish, good fish. Oh, good fish.
Excellent. So we did a quick measurement. I think Les said he was 60.
Yeah, 61 centimeters.
So nice, great walleye. They're all been really healthy. We're going to get him back in the water. So just an abundance of great walleye here at Kenosee. And that was an example of what Les was telling us off camera. There is some oversized, there's some real good ones here. And Les fishes this lake a lot more than we do, obviously, but we're here first week of June. He's been here in August and couldn't keep the oversized off his line. That's this week's episode from Kenosee Lake in southern Saskatchewan. Les, I want to thank you for coming on the water with us, showing us where the walleye were, and for your past work. I mean, if you want to, anyone's a champion in this world, it's farmers and ranchers. So thank you for all your dedication on the ranch, off the ranch, and we enjoyed fishing with you today.
Thank you very much, Wesley. It's been a treat working with you and Charles here, and I'm glad we were able to find a few fish and make this thing work. And this is a good lake, good body of water, and a good fish resource. So, yeah,
I agree.
thank you.
And there's many water bodies throughout southern Saskatchewan. If you like what you've seen on this week's episode of Fish in the Wild West TV, follow us on social media or through the pages of Hook Magazine.